Switching models can save you time. But it can also make a working process slower and more expensive if you route every task to the same new name. Google has released Gemini 3.6 Flash and Gemini 3.5 Flash-Lite. The two models are not aimed at the same work. Gemini 3.6 Flash is Google's new workhorse model for coding, knowledge work, and multimodal tasks. Gemini 3.5 Flash-Lite is intended for situations where speed and volume matter more than maximum depth in each individual case. For a coding fix, Gemini 3.6 Flash is the obvious candidate. Google cites fewer unwanted code changes and fewer execution loops as improvements over Gemini 3.5 Flash. That is a vendor claim, but it fits the job. A fix must not only be created quickly, it must not create a new problem. Gemini 3.6 Flash also makes a strong case for complex document analysis. The API documentation lists text, images, video, audio, and PDFs as inputs. If a contract report or presentation contains tables, charts, and page layout alongside text, this combination matters more than pure output speed. For agentic search, the decision shifts more toward Gemini 3.5 Flash-Lite. Google explicitly positions this model for low latency, high processing load, and agent workflows. If many search queries go through similar intermediate steps, a faster and cheaper model can make more sense than a stronger one for every request. Gemini 3.6 Flash remains especially interesting for long contexts. Google specifies an input limit of 1,048,576 tokens. That does not automatically solve every problem with large case files, repositories, or logs, but it means a great deal of material can be processed in one pass. It does not need to be split into small excerpts early on. Gemini 3.5 Flash-Lite is the clearer choice under high processing load. Google cites 350 output tokens per second for the model according to the Artificial Analysis Index. This figure comes from Google's launch communication. Still, the direction is enough for the routing decision. Many similar documents, classifications, or search steps belong on the faster model. And what about today's default choice? You do not need to replace it because of a launch. If your team has stable results, reviews, and approvals with an existing model, that remains a real advantage. According to Anthropic, Claude Sonnet 5 also supports a context window of 1 million tokens. That does not make it a winner. It only means a context window alone does not decide the switch. The sensible allocation looks like this: Gemini 3.6 Flash for coding fixes, demanding document work, and large contexts. Gemini 3.5 Flash-Lite for search runs and high volumes. The existing default choice stays where its process already works reliably. External comparison data is still limited at launch. Google's benchmarks and GitHub's early tests are signals, but not a free pass for a complete switch. Continue with the video in the top right. You can follow in the bottom right.